Alright, hello YouTube. So, today we're going to be starting on a project that I showed a little bit of, well, not starting on it, but we're going to be looking at it today. That I showed a few months back ago. There's been some things that have been done to it. I'm going to cover that in today's video. Yeah, we're looking at the 74 today. So for those who are new to the channel or haven't seen this truck before on my earlier shorts, this is a 1974 Dodge D100 stepside. So, interesting facts and stuff that have been done to this truck before I'd gotten it. The person who owned it before me must have been some crazy person, because I don't know if you can already see it, but you should be able to see it now. That's a fifth wheel hitch connection right there, along with the brackets for fifth wheel with the helper springs still installed, as well as those shocks. So he had set this thing up to haul a fifth wheel, and I actually did haul a fifth wheel with it, from what I understand. So the person who owned this truck before me was a little crazy. Next thing is, we've worked quite a bit on, we've done a little bit of work to the frame. It's not going to show up very well in video, but the frame was broken right there where the steering box connects. Few of those people who were Mopar nuts will know that these trucks were known for that. Next thing we're going to is our new hood. Factory 318 V8 with factory air, power steering, and power brakes, with the 727 automatic backing it up. I have checked both the engine and transmission. They're both numbers matching to the vehicle. Which will bring us to our next area where I've done some modifications. When I first picked this truck up, it had an Elbrock carburetor on it. Well, that Elbrock carburetor was in okay shape. It wasn't working the best. So I had one hour carb on it before this one, which was a 650 spread bore double pumper Holley. It was an older one, but the power valve was blown out in it, and it wouldn't run quite right. This one is a newer one. It's a Holley 600 double pumper, old style, if you would like to call it that. I'm not sure if this style was before the other one, but the other one had a line that ran from the front to the back. You can obviously see this wasn't long enough, so I modified it. My dad did. This truck was not built for this kind of carburetor, so I got a little creative with the fuel line. Yeah, that runs up to under there. Kind of a bit of a crazy straw, but it actually works. So yeah, it's a Holley 600. It was bought brand new. Put it on a truck, and it made it run a whole hell of a lot better, considering it doesn't have a broken power valve. Stuff done to the engine. We've had to pull the cylinder heads when we got it, because the passenger side rear of the head, this little freeze plug on the other side was leaking. So we pulled both cylinder heads, and the engine has been rebuilt. The engine was bored 30 over. It barely had any miles on the rebuild, so this engine is basically brand new for the most part. Now, I won't be covering this in today's video, but y'all can look forward to this in future videos. I do have an oil leak at the back of the engine. As a matter of fact, you can see in the video right now. If you look really close right down here, I'll zoom in for y'all. I need to replace that and see if I can hook up the original gauge and see if it works. As well as I have a new fuel pump for the engine. That will be fun to replace, because it's right down in there, for those of you who don't know. What else? I've also had to rebuild the front brakes on this. So the front brakes are brand new. And then we'll go ahead and go to a fire up, get this put back on. I know I'm covering up the beautiful carb. Now this engine is warm because I have been running it. So it will fire up nice and easy. I can get the correct keys out of my pocket. Real quick while we're right here. Another little interesting thing. Pretty sure a lot of you older guys have done this before, but wire pumping the bolt to hold on the spare tire. Yep, that oil pressure gauge, I installed it because during the time that I installed it, my blinkers weren't working and none of these gauges right here were working. But as you will see here in just a second, almost all of them are well, all three of the gauges, the temp, fuel, and alt, all work, except I just need to like I said, I need to hook up the oil pressure gauge. So I'll go ahead and fire it up for y'all. Builds up oil pressure pretty good. All the dash lights do work. Unfortunately, radio, nothing. Oh, focus camera. So, as some of y'all have already heard from my shorts, you've heard how the stain runs before. So there's the exhaust. Runs pretty smooth once it starts warming up a little. I'll go ahead and do a quick drive for y'all. See anything right there or right there. Just hold off for 1 second, guys. All right. And school bus. Oh, one right down the road too. Thing does drive pretty smooth, even with those helper springs in the back. Not gonna go too far out. first drive on the video. Yes, just for those few who want to know, tachometer does work. There's a good view show of those are gauges. They're all reading. Temperatures gauge reading, so. Side here. So yes, I have gotten a lot of work done to this thing. That last video when I posted it of this truck of where it was idling, just so y'all could hear the sound of it, it had that other carburetor on it and the brakes had not been rebuilt yet. So those things still need to be done to the truck, as well as it did not have insurance. Definitely a little bit more peppy. I was just spinning the tires there. That and it's slick because of the rain. It's misting. Pretty sure y'all saw that, and y'all saw the 79. That's my dad's, as well as the fire engine. If y'all want videos on those as well, I can get some. Just comment down below if you want videos on those cars. There's all kinds of cool information about them as well. Alright, have a good one, guys.